What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so let's talk about old shorty girl, Angel Reese of the Chicago Sky. All right. Angel Reese, of course, had a very horrid start to the 2025 WNBA season, and you saw a lot of people who talk sports on television, in particular ESPN and FS1, talking about it, right? And they usually talked about how poor she was playing in correlation to how this proves that Caitlin Clark was so much better, considering at the time that Caitlin Clark started the season out gangbusters, as did the Indiana Fever. Because they just always have to link the two. But since then, Angel Reese has been balling. Now look, she does not have the same skill set as Caitlin Clark. She's more of a traditional low post rebounder, secondary scorer. She could obviously improve her shot selection and her scoring ability, but she's more of a rugged rebounder. And it's just, it baffles my mind before I go forward how Dennis Rodman gets so much love from dudes who, at the same time, despise Angel Reese so much. It makes no sense to me. But anyway, Angel Reese just set another WNBA rebounding record, this time against the LA Sparks. I think it came in a 92-85 victory. Now, of course, the Sky still are struggling for the season. They're only 4-11. They're not, at this point, they're not going to snip the playoffs. At least I don't think. They got to turn that around big time in order for that to happen. But individually, Angel Reese has been balling. She had another game with double-digit rebounds. Matter of fact, she became the first WNBA player to have 4 consecutive games of at least 15 rebounds. And I think in this past game, I think she had something like 20. I want to say it was 24 points and 17 rebounds, I think it is. For the season, she's averaging around 12 points. She's averaging now over 12 rebounds per game. She's shooting 40.6% from the floor, which I know doesn't still stand out amongst the great players, but the league average, I think, is somewhere between 43 to 44%. So she's getting there. She's shooting 27% from three, which still isn't great. But last year, I think she was in the teens. And this year, she's shooting 79% from the line. Last year, she shot 73%. But more importantly, her playmaking has improved. Last year, she averaged 1.9 assists per game. This year, she's averaging 3.8 assists per contest, right? So she's definitely shown some improvement in her game. She's never going to be a knockdown shooter. That's not what she is. I think a lot of people who are casuals who are watching basketball don't seem to understand that not everybody is a perimeter player. That's not, at least when I was growing up, man, a perimeter player was a perimeter player and a post player was a post player. Angel Reese is a traditional post player. And I think the reason why she gets so much hatred, part of it is because she's a woman. A bigger part of it is because she's a black woman who, in some people's mind, is competing against a white woman. Even though, obviously, they're not the same player, they're not the same skill set wise. You know what I'm saying? If anything, Caitlin Clark should be compared with another perimeter player, not a post player. Like I said before, it's like people comparing Steph Curry to Dikembe Mutombo. They're not the same player. But I will tell you this, Caitlin Clark is on her way, if not already, she's on her way to becoming the greatest rebounder in WNBA history, if she's not there already. She is a tenacious rebounder, and I love that. That's my favorite skill set. You know what I'm saying? But I look at the game differently. I've always been more enamored with the late 90s, early 2000s style of basketball, when defense was a prerequisite to winning a championship. And you could argue that in the early 2000s, defense was starting to become lauded even more so than offense. You know, the game was more physical, and Angel Reese fits into that profile. But you know what is, in today's basketball, even though the WNBA is still more traditional as far as how the game is played, offense definitely is more glorified today. So by default, in addition to the things that I said that go against Angel Reese, the fact that she plays as a traditional rebounding power forward hurts her even more so. Because people now, especially young people, equate skills with three-point shooting and ball handling. My problem is this, though. If you're going to call out Angel Reese when she's struggling from the field, when she's not scoring and when the team is losing, fine. But don't make excuses for Caitlin Clark when she's struggling, and she's been struggling. She's averaging more assists per game. Excuse me. She's averaging more turnovers per game so far this year than she did last year. And that's been a huge problem, to the point where if you're averaging 6 turnovers a night, then it's kind of diluting what you bring to the ball game as far as being a facilitator. That's legitimate criticism. It's not hating on her. That's legitimate criticism. The shooting can go in and out, you know what I'm saying? I think she'll recover her shooting eventually. But her turnovers, that's a problem. But anyway, salute to Angel Reese. Tell me what you guys think.